Hello, and welcome to Movie Zone channel. Today, we're going to be looking at the 2019 film, Down. Jennifer is the last person left in the office on a Friday night. She's trying to get to New York City for the long weekend to see her ex-boyfriend for Valentine's Day, so she needs to leave quickly to catch her plane. She decides to send her ex-boyfriend an email. Not wanting to be late for her flight, she grabs a bag of candy and heads out. At the same time, Guy is also getting ready to leave work for the day. They both finish up at the same moment, and the elevator arrives right then. Jennifer gets on at the 49th floor, and he joins her on the 42nd. Guy immediately starts making jokes, trying to chat her up. However, she doesn't respond and seems unwilling to have a conversation with him. As Guy points out something carved into the wall, the elevator suddenly stops. He tries pushing all the buttons and the alarm button several times, but even though the power is still on inside the elevator, nothing works. The man tries to pry the doors open, but we can see they won't budge. They wave at the still functioning CCTV camera, trying to show someone they are trapped, but no one comes to help them. To make matters worse, they realize their phones have no signal. Since they were on their way to the basement to get to their cars, that's where they are now stuck. Jennifer is wondering where the building's security guard has gone. She's agitated because she's going to miss her flight. After 15 minutes, they try banging on the door for help, but no one can hear them. Guy has an idea that there might be an escape route on the elevator roof, so Jennifer uncomfortably climbs onto his shoulders, and they work together to inspect the ceiling. Her hand hurts a little from hitting the elevator's roof, so she decides to get back down. An hour later, Jennifer realizes she's never going to make her flight. Guy tries to lighten the mood with a few jokes, but she starts yelling at everyone outside and everyone she can think of. They eventually decide to get to know each other. It takes a while, but Guy has been trying to make her laugh with jokes ever since he got into the elevator. Jennifer doesn't have any water left in her bottle, so Guy tries to offer her his. However, he jokingly says he should open the wine he has since there's no water. They both see that they each have a wine bottle opener. This makes them laugh together. But they don't end up opening the wine bottle, and she accepts his water bottle. Because he gave her water, she decides, albeit reluctantly, to give Guy some of the sweets she has. She thinks they should save their food because they could be stuck in the elevator until Tuesday. The entire weekend and Monday are holidays, so they believe someone will only come to the office on Tuesday. 4 hours later, Jennifer needs to urinate. She's embarrassed to do it in front of Guy, so she tries to hold it in. He offers her his coat and tells her to turn around and use it as a cover. But when she refuses that too, Guy suggests she use her water bottle for it. She finally tells him he needs to go to the other side of the elevator, close his eyes tightly, and cover his ears with his hands. Guy does this and then starts singing. Because of this, she's finally able to urinate. Afterward, she decides to draw a picture of herself on the elevator wall. A little while later, they start playing a game, and as time goes on, they begin to talk about private things in their lives. Guy is more obsessed with his job than she is, and he tells her no one will come to the office looking for him. Jennifer replies that she's the same. She wants to surprise someone in New York City. She tells him this, but says he probably doesn't want her to come. Guy realizes it's time for them to open the wine and drink it. So he opens the wine and gives it to her. Since they are still alive after being stuck in the elevator, they decide to drink the wine. After a long time, they decide to sit next to each other and draw separate pictures of themselves. Guy admits that he has actually seen her in the office before. But he didn't confess this earlier because he didn't want to come across as a stalker. He was afraid it would be awkward if he told her. However, she doesn't take it badly, as he expected. In fact, she laughs about it. They finish their drawings and show them to each other. She tried to make fun of him in her picture, but she sees that he has drawn her very beautifully. Because her drawing is ugly, Jennifer apologizes to Guy. She also takes a photo of his drawing. She tells him that if they get out of there alive, she will definitely use it as her profile picture. Next, when they talk about food, they are both hungry, so she asks Guy to change the subject. While they talk about various things, she starts talking about love. Getting up from where she's sitting, she takes out her phone, starts a video recording, and asks him what's the best place he's ever played with a girl. We can see that the guy is a bit shy because of the recording. So she decides to share her story first. Jennifer tells him a story about a boyfriend she had in college. She also says that one day they went to the library and fooled around with each other. When it's Guy's turn, he still feels like he can't tell the story. This is because he believes his story won't be that interesting. Jennifer tells him that if he can't share his story, then he should at least tell her a fake one. So Guy decides to tell her a story. He tells a story about a very sexy girl who wanted to be with him during an office picnic. He says that they got in the car while they were drunk. While he was driving, she started undressing him from the passenger side. Guy becomes awkward and uncomfortable again in the middle of the story. Jennifer starts to get aroused as he tells the story, so he has to stop. He feels like he has gone too far and decides to apologize to her. But she tells him that there is no problem at all. After that, she starts undressing Jennifer. It finally stops after they have sex in the elevator. Later, Guy tells her he could fall in love with her. Jennifer tells him that she wants to get back together with her ex-boyfriend. This is why she wanted to go to New York City. Her plan was to go there and surprise him. She wants to fix everything and make things good. Unlike Guy, she thinks that while their meeting was fun, they should forget about it because she believes what she had with her ex is very valuable. Jennifer decides to describe to him how she feels about her past relationship. On the other hand, Guy thinks that the two of them have become very close inside the elevator. So he thinks she's not at all suitable for her ex. Because she still loves her ex, and because Guy says this, she gets a little angry. She says that after they get out of this elevator, they should go back to their different lives. Guy continues to say that what happened was because they were compatible with each other. Also, even though they were locked in the same elevator, when he realizes how far away she is from him, he gets very disappointed and starts to cry there. Suddenly, Jennifer sees that something is happening to him. She realizes it's like a switch has been flipped in her brain. That's when Guy starts to tell her the truth about who he is. He says he lied to her about his job and his name. He tells her that he didn't just see her once. But he says that he actually saw her every day at work. He takes out his phone and shows Jennifer photos from the security cameras. Every photo is of her. He also says that he knows the times and dates of everything she does. This man even has a video of her getting into the elevator that night. Jennifer gets very scared when she sees this. Finally, he tells her the truth about who he is. He says he is the building's security officer. He also says that he has never been treated like a person by anyone. He gets angry as this memory comes back to him. Even though he worked at the front desk of the building, she didn't recognize him. He thinks he knows a lot more about her than her ex-boyfriend does. He also tells her that everything that happened that night was planned by him. The man takes a key and turns the elevator back on. Jennifer can't believe the things he's done and said. So she yells at him. She says that after she gets out of there, she's going to call the police and that he's going to have to live in prison for years. When he hears this, he gets very angry and lunges forward to grab her. And at this point, they start fighting with each other. During the fight, Jennifer's foot accidentally gets tangled up, and the elevator key that was in the hole breaks. They continue to fight, and she is able to knock him unconscious with her shoe. But at this point, Jennifer gets scared that she actually killed him. So when she goes to check on him, he suddenly opens his eyes, grabs her head, and bangs it on the elevator floor. This causes her to lose consciousness. Now both of them are unconscious in the elevator. A little while later, when Jennifer wakes up, she finds that Guy is already awake. She asks him why he did that. His argument is that he wanted to remove her from everything. Because then the two of them could have time alone with each other. He says that during the time they were trapped in the elevator this weekend, they didn't just have a date, but an entire relationship. Jennifer thinks that there is no way for him to get away with what he did because someone is definitely going to come to get them out of there. Unfortunately, she finds out that guy has taken all the shifts this weekend. So, none of the other two guards will come until the end of this long weekend. They will finally come to work when Tuesday dawns. Jennifer asks him what he's going to do now. He says he'd rather kill her than go back to jail. He says he never forced her to do anything. But Jennifer tells him that he kidnapped her. So he gets angry. After he calms down, Guy opens the gift Jennifer bought for her ex-boyfriend. He sees a shirt in the box that's in the bag. When he sees this, Guy decides he's going to wear that shirt. He also tells Jennifer to show him the rest of the box. When she opens it, we see that there is a cigar and a cutter to clean it inside. He lights the cigar and taunts her by blowing smoke in Jennifer's face. He says that with all these good gifts, she might not get a chance to get back together with her ex. He also mockingly wishes her a happy Valentine's Day. A little while later, Guy apologizes to Jennifer for scaring her. He also asks if they can still be friends. He asks her for another chance, and says she doesn't have to answer right now. He also tells her to think about it. Guy comments on a travel ad that's playing in the elevator. He says the people in the video look very happy. Because of this, he also tells Jennifer that he will definitely take her on a holiday like the one in the ad. Jennifer becomes very frustrated by the non-functioning neon light in the elevator. So, she decides to take Jennifer's bottle and break it. He thinks that the panel where the light bulbs are should be changed someday. So, he thinks that by prying off that panel, he can find a way to get out of the elevator. As he opens it with the bottle, Jennifer also gets up next to him. He asks Jennifer to lift him up so he can get closer to the top. However, Jennifer thinks it's a lot easier to lift her than to lift him, because she doesn't have enough strength left to lift him. So she believes that he can lift her very easily. But he suspects that instead of coming back for him, she will definitely leave and call the police. Jennifer tells Guy everything he wants to hear. With this, she changes his mind and convinces him to somehow lift her up. She is finally able to get on Guy's shoulders and get out of the elevator. The man tells her where the ladder is, and also tells her how to climb the ladder and open the door. He is very happy that they can finally escape. But at this point, Jennifer turns back and gives him the middle finger. She mocks him and quickly starts climbing the ladder. But this makes Guy very angry, and he quickly finds a way to get out of the elevator. The man ties two pieces of clothing together and throws it over a beam in the elevator. Jennifer has already started climbing and is quickly moving towards the door. But at this point, he yells at her, telling her that he's coming after her and to run if she can. Because if she gets caught, he will kill her. As Jennifer gets to the door, Guy has already been able to get close to her. As he gets closer to her quickly, she opens the door and yells for help. Then, as he suddenly tries to grab her, both of them fall back into the elevator from the top. The impact of hitting the elevator floor makes both of them unconscious. Jennifer wakes up first and sees a fire alarm sensor above the elevator. This gives her an idea to alert the outside world. She tries to activate the alarm with smoke from the cigar. But when that doesn't work, she decides to start a small fire. Guy wakes up when the elevator is completely filled with smoke. As soon as she sees him wake up, she hits him and breaks his nose. She's also able to use clothes to tie his hands. He says that even if the fire alarm sounds, no one will come to rescue them. All that will happen is that water will fall into the elevator, and they will be electrocuted and die. Jennifer then threatens to seriously hurt him. She also opens the camera and, by scaring him, forces him to confess to everything he did to her. Explaining what she knows about what happened, she decides to record herself. When that's over, Jennifer turns the camera on him and asks him to say his real name. He says his real name is John. John confesses that he deliberately trapped them in the elevator. He also drew the picture on the elevator wall. That Friday night, when she wasn't looking, he used the key to trap the elevator. So here, he admits that he was the one who trapped Jennifer in the elevator. John admits to setting a trap and kidnapping. But here, she doesn't stop questioning him. So, he confesses everything he did to her in front of the camera. He confesses everything from hitting her head on the floor to throwing her against the wall. Jennifer finally asks why he did these things. John answers that he just wanted to go on a date with her. He knows that if he had asked her out in a normal way, she would have definitely rejected him. He confesses to her who John was before he became a security officer. He used to work as an accountant in a large company. And he was a very famous person in this office. John tells her that the story about the girl in the car is true, but it ended very differently than he said. Because they started playing around in the car with her, he missed the exit and drove the car straight into a precipice. The car rolled over 7 times and stopped near a tree. Because of this accident, the young woman died there. And even though John was supposed to be in jail, he used his power and money to get acquitted in the case. But when he got out, the only job he had left was to become a security guard. A few months later, he wanted to be the person he used to be again. Jennifer still doesn't understand why he chose only her. In response, John says that he chose her because she's excellent. Monday comes, but they are still trapped in this. Eddie, one of the other security guards, brings his new girlfriend here, thinking of taking her to the building's roof. After they get inside, he starts looking for John, but can't find him anywhere. Because of this, he decides to check the CCTV videos. Then he sees that John and Jennifer are trapped in the elevator. He uses the microphone to wake them up. Jennifer asks him to rescue her quickly. While his girlfriend falls asleep in a chair here, Eddie quickly goes to the elevator and opens the door using a crowbar. Jennifer wants to get out of here, but Eddie tells her to stay inside until the door is completely open. Suddenly, John hits her again and knocks her unconscious. When Eddie comes there, he says that he is also inside. So, Eddie quickly gives his keys to John. John tells him that the key is not working. So, Eddie decides to get into the elevator to help them. But in this, he gets stuck between the floor and the elevator. John activates the elevator, and Eddie's body breaks into 2 at this moment. He hits Jennifer again and knocks her unconscious. Afterward, he carries her to his car, puts her in the trunk, and seals it. Then John goes back to the building and removes Eddie's body and his clothes. Then he puts the cigar in his pocket, puts on the uniform, and cleans himself. John finally comes to the front desk and deletes all the videos from the security cameras. At that time, Eddie's girlfriend wakes up, and John kills her too. And just like Eddie, he throws her into the bottom of the elevator. John gets in his car and drives to a suitable place to kill Jennifer. He starts preparing by pouring a bottle of petrol into a trash can. Before opening the trunk again, John tells Jennifer that he still likes her, but it's a pity that they can't live together. Jennifer pretends to be unconscious. As John gets closer to the trash can, she hits his head, quickly gets into the car, starts it, and flees. But as she drives for a while, she sees a lit cigar on the dashboard. Because of this, she quickly stops the car, puts it in reverse, and drives fast towards John. John, who is terrified of this, jumps onto the trash can to escape the car. But the impact from the car makes him unconscious here too. When Jennifer comes out, she sees him unconscious in the garbage pile. She lights the cigar here, throws it away, and leaves. As she turns back, she throws the lit cigar into the trash can, and the movie ends as John is burned alive.